Today I'm talking to you all about a special video game series called SplatterHouse. The original game originally came out for the arcade back in the 1980s and was quickly and quietly removed due to the amount of gore in it. Except for rare occurrences, the arcade never really shows up in the United States anymore. Matter of fact, it became such a rumor that it never came across, or in its original format, that they believed that the arcade never existed here. Except for a few who swear to God that they've seen it and played it for a couple hours. Beyond that, we also reached, for the original game of SplatterHouse, we did get a TurboGrafx 16 version, which had dumbed down sound, dumbed down graphics, and changed the main character's look. The original character looked very much like a Jason Voorhees type of guy, bald head, hockey mask, from like the third movie. The re-altered version for TurboGrafx 16 replaced the white hockey mask with a red one for no apparent good reason whatsoever. And to be honest, I can understand why they might want to dabble a little bit and make it look a little bit more different, but coloring it red was not the way to go. The sequels would come up with better ideas. I will also add that while the original is considered a classic for the arcade, it is also tough as nails, and I have yet to completely defeat the game. I've got to the second to last boss and quit due to frustration. The first one, a decent arcade game with lots of gore. Number 2. Released for the Sega Master System, Jennifer died, and the mask has told Rick that he can get Jennifer back. Yeah, something else I did not mention that was unusual at the time for the arcade game is that they actually had named characters and they actually had plot points, more or less. The very beginning of the arcade game, Jennifer was kidnapped and Rick was apparently left for dead. Rick somehow came in contact with this mask, which allowed him to not only alter its physical form of it, but also allowed him the abilities to actually go out and try and save her. Now, the second game, he's still trying to save Jennifer because there's apparently still a chance to do so, and follows the mask right back into the old ruins of the first mansion to find out that there's a secret passage leading to yet another mansion, because apparently there's more than just one doctor behind all of this. The long and the short of it is that Rick finally gets to the end, does save Jennifer after some very classic Get Eerie imagery, and the two of them finally escape. Again, not much plot to this one like the previous one, but still a fairly good side-scrolling beat-em-upper. But we have not reached the pinnacle yet of this series. That comes with the next game. SplatterHouse 3 is a side-scrolling action-adventure where you actually do get to pick your own path, and it is a little more than just left and right. You also go up and down on the floors, adding a little bit more tactics while you're trying to dodge enemies and then come back down and give them a good pummeling that they deserve. Also, the mask has gone through its second change, making its own demonic-esque looking skull mask this time, which I will say is probably one of the better looks for the mask I've seen out of all 4 games. Believe me, if I could find that mask, I would have a costume planned for it. I'm still trying to find it at a decent price, guys. Please? Yeah, I'm a bit of a costumer, as if you couldn't tell. But I digress. Aside from costuming, number 3 also has the most kick-ass opening ever. Watch it! Warning, what you're about to watch has flashing lights. If you are bothered by flashing lights, right now would be a good time to pause the video and take your meds. Yet again, SplatterHouse 3 was made for the Sega Genesis, and obviously it was later on in the Sega Genesis's life when they were trying to experiment more of how things can look. The fighting is very intuitive, and actually I've got to even master all the different moves that there are, because this is probably the first game to actually give you a super mode where you can go hulking huge and beat the snot out of things. I might also add that apparently between the events of SplatterHouse 2 and 3, apparently Rick and Jennifer finally tied the knot and they also have a son, to which you also have to save not only Jennifer this time, but also their son, and you also, if you're really good at it, again, plot spoilers, you can destroy the mask and end the series forever. But with that aside now, we come to something a little bit closer to home. The new SplatterHouse for PlayStation 3 and I believe also Xbox. I believe I've seen a couple of them flying around for Xbox. I did not know it at the time, but apparently in this game you have the entire trilogy. You have the original arcade game, which I've yet to figure out how to do the slide kick. Please, if someone can tell me how to do the slide kick on the arcade game, tell me. I've been trying to do it and I still can't do it. But besides that, it also comes with number 2, which I've been gradually working my way through. Number 3, which I will attempt after I finish number 2, as well as the new game. The new game's plot is kind of a combination of all 3 games previously made. It borrows lots of elements from all of them, especially the fact that Rick, from the beginning in this one, can actually change into a huge form when he has enough blood. But I will say that, despite a few weird little spots here and there, this is generally a good-looking game. And I would also like to argue a few points that people have brought up about this game, this version in particular. No, this is not just a regular button masher. You actually have to think about what you're doing. And yes, there is a button combo that allows you to instantly regain a lot of health, but that also takes away from your charge ability to become uber and be able to pummel people's faces into the ground. So you have to be careful what you're doing a lot of the time, which means that a lot of your health regeneration is going to be coming from doing the special quick time events that you can do when you weaken an enemy in this game. Yes, a lot of the enemies seem to share the exact same gory death, but let's face facts, there's a lot of background issues behind this game. The fact that this actually came back after almost 15 years of being gone is actually a miracle in of itself for the fans. I actually experienced SplatterHouse through the Genesis games. I was not able to find an arcade, at least, and I still can't find an arcade emulator that works. So I had to deal with number 2 and number 3. without ever being able to see number 1 until until the newest PlayStation 3 version came out. The subject I want to go on is what happened with SplatterHouse here. Apparently, a lot of background mess happened with Namco. But due to all the problems and so forth, Namco lost a lot of money trying to get this turkey off the ground. And believe it or not, it is very good for what all happened. But the biggest slam to the face of this game is that apparently a lot of people were expecting Namco to give them free swag for their reviews, which is bullshit. A real, serious reviewer, like myself, does not expect to get swag. If you get swag, it's because you're a damn good reviewer, and people are paying attention to you, and actually want to give you some extra goodies, while also going, here's the game, give it a review. It's bullshit to try and pay off a reviewer. A reviewer should be honest. These reviewers did not even play the damn game and just instantly gave it crap reviews all across the board. It's because of bullshit like this that Namco decided, yeah, we're not going to do any more SplatterHouse sequels for a while now. Even though the group that actually made this game actually had plans for an immediate sequel, as you can tell by the end of this game, which I will not spoil because play the game yourself. Namco, on the other hand, will continue to hash out half-assed sequels to this game series. I'm looking at you, Soul Calibur 5. And yet, when they have a real good, decent game that's trying really hard to get somewhere, they instantly kill it off. Now, I understand there are some people that don't like it, and being not a fan of the series, I'm sure I can understand why. I mean, it does come off as another action-adventure, God of War-esque game. But the thing is, they tried, and they had no time to really truly finish this thing like it should have been. Instead, we got a bunch of assholes who stick their thumbs up at it and go, fuck you too. No, this is a good damn game, and if it wasn't for assholes that originally reviewed this, it could have actually sold, and we could actually have a decent sequel that would have improved everything right now. But SplatterHouse fans are now stuck with what they've got, which is a nice compilation series as well as a new remake. But when will Namco make a sequel? Will Namco make a sequel? Is yet to be seen. To be honest, other fans of the series had to wait over 15 years before another sequel ever showed up. I guess it's time to carry on the torch. I will continue to wait and see if there's going to be another SplatterHouse sequel. But I will also add, if you wish to know truly all the bullshit that happened behind the scenes for the making of this game, go to West Mansion, which you'll find right here. It's not a link you can actually click on, but it's a very easy link to try and copy and paste into your URL browser. This game deserves another look. This game deserves a lot better attention than it has been getting. And to be honest, I quite like it, and I like the predecessors, which I'm still trying to play through, despite some minor rage issues. But, despite the rage issues, it's a damn good series. Anybody who loves horror movies will love this game series. Anybody who really truly loves a good splattering mess of a game will want to see this game. Say that some Namco can realize that doing a half-assed shitty fighting game is not going to get your attention, but doing a goddamn good hardcore horror splatter genre game is worth continuing. Because it is. And because if they put a little more effort into it next time, it'll be even better. But until then, I'll see you all later.